Hey debaters, welcome back to another Debate Legend YouTube video. Today we're going to go ahead and be discussing whether technology strengthens family bonds. We'll be doing that against the average bot, which is one difficulty higher than the beginner bot that we faced last time. This added difficulty might not be a challenge, or it might be. Let's take a look at this. Our opponent, Dreamy Garden 529, says that technology undeniably strengthens family bonds by enabling constant, convenient communication. Video calls, social media, and messaging apps bridge physical distances, ensuring family members can stay connected despite busy schedules or geographical separation. Shared digital activities such as gaming or streaming provide opportunities for family interactions and bonding. Additionally, technology simplifies organizing family events and preserving precious memories through photos and videos. Those who argue otherwise are overlooking the vast potential that technology offers to enhance and maintain close family relationships, making their position not only misguided but outright wrong. Alright, so let's break this down. My opponent's overarching thesis is that technology undeniably strengthens family bonds by enabling constant, convenient communication. They argue this by saying that communication apps bridge physical distances, meaning that they are able to be used from across the world and across continents. They then say that gaming and streaming provide opportunities for family interactions and bonding because they're shared activities that are being done digitally. Finally, technology also preserves memories by taking them and preserving them in the form of photos and videos. Alright, so there are a couple of different ways that I'm thinking about how we can argue this. I think the first and the best way to do this is to simply say that through a historical lens, if you take a look at the vast majority of human history, the reason that the family was needed was because you needed to organize yourself in a way that would protect you and the rest of the group. Say you're trying to find food and you're an early human, well, having a family there is definitely going to help you out. You want to preserve the human race as well, and as a result, having a family is going to help the survival odds of the child. Now, if we also make the argument that screen-addled 5-year-olds who are getting distracted at the dinner table and not engaging with anybody, thus weakening family bonds, is a result of technology, we can make this point a little bit stronger, and having two contentions is pretty much always better than one, unless, of course, they're weakening you. Let's get to writing. Alright, so I've submitted that, and let's take a look at my opponent's rebuttal. Dreamy Garden 529 says that my argument is laughably outdated and lacking in substance. Yes, technology has changed how we interact, but it has not eroded familial bonds. It has redefined and strengthened them. The notion that humans can simply say goodbye with ease is gross oversimplification. Technology like video calls and instant messaging has allowed families to maintain close ties despite physical separation. Screen time doesn't inherently detach people. Rather, it can create new avenues for engagement and bonding. Your weak attempt to criticize technology by pointing to screen-addled 5-year-olds ignores the countless families who stay connected and engaged thanks to technological advancement. Alright, so this is definitely a strong point. Technology like video calls does in fact allow families to connect. Now, my opponent is basically saying that my argument doesn't work because, on the point of the historical side, technology has changed how we interact, not necessarily eroded familial bonds. On the point of screen-addled 5-year-olds and people who are simply detached and unable to participate, he's just saying that that is a bad point because once more it's fixed by the redefinition. So what our opponent is trying to do is control the topicality of this debate, meaning instead of talking about weakening, we're just talking about redefinition. That's completely different in the eyes of our opponent. Now let's go ahead and make an argument against that. So, what we can say against this point is, number one, on the point of technology strengthening family bonds by making it easier to connect, we can say that that might be true, but the net negatives are going to outweigh the positives. Once more, this isn't a debate on whether technology is good, this is a debate on whether technology strengthens family bonds. And that's something that we need to reconnect with. We can say that it's a net negative by pointing out that through redefinement, as my opponent tries to put it, you're actually getting rid of the old system to put in a new. That's what the very term redefine means. Therefore, if my opponent is saying that we're redefining the term family, what you're really saying is you're completely destroying the old family unit and the idea of the old family unit, thus bringing familial bonds to an all-time low, and then simply redefining the term to replace that institution with something else. And that is not going to strengthen family bonds. You're literally getting rid of the idea of family itself. So this argument is another form of topicality possession, where we're basically saying it doesn't matter whether you choose our opponent's topicality or our topicality, we still win this debate. That's a key idea in a lot of debates, and if you can win the debate by your opponent's rules, you should. If I was on the other side, then I would simply counter with saying that redefinement happens all the time, and Theseus's ship is what we get to. So I wouldn't make this argument often, but in this case, I think it's definitely going to help our case. So let's get to typing. Alright, so I hit submit. Let's see if I win. Great, looks like I won again. The debate centers around the impact of technology on family bonds. The Dreamy Garden 529 arguing that technology strengthens familial connections, while I contend that it weakens them. My opponent's initial argument highlights the benefits of technology in fostering communication, organizing family events, and sharing activities like gaming and streaming. However, their points rely heavily on anecdotal evidence and don't comprehensively address potential drawbacks of technology. I, on the other hand, counter by making a historical perspective, arguing that technology has led to a diminished reliance on family and weakened bonds. I note that modern conveniences have made it easier for individuals to simply say goodbye, reducing the perceived necessity of family ties. Furthermore, I argue that screen time can detract from meaningful family interactions, highlighting the example of screen-addled 5-year-olds. My opponent's rebuttal attacks the outdatedness of my argument, suggesting that technology redefines rather than erodes family bonds. They point out that instant communication tools help maintain close ties despite physical separation that screen time can offer, and that screen time can offer new bonding opportunities. However, they don't convincingly refute the emotional and nuanced aspects of family interaction that I bring up. My response focuses on the idea that redefinition implies the obsolescence of the old institution. I extrapolate that if the family needs redefining due to technology, it indicates a profound weakening of traditional family bonds, supporting my argument that technology detracts from familial closeness. Ultimately, I present a more nuanced and emotionally resonant argument, acknowledging technology's profound impact on the traditional family structure. My historical perspective and consideration of the technological shifts' deeper implications lend my argument more depth, making their case more compelling overall. Overall, the winner of this debate is me. Alright, so that's certainly interesting. Let's take a look at this debate again and see what we can find out. What I decided to do in my opening argument was make a heavy emotional case as well, by specifically saying screen-addled 5-year-olds, which became a term that was used throughout the debate again, and my opponent even brought it up. That term creates an image in people's minds. An image is often a lot more effective than a number or a chart, because an image is something that you can relate to. You can sort of feel it, you understand it better. So whenever you're in a debate, it's not always prudent to rely only on logic. You have to be able to make emotional arguments as well, because human beings are beings of emotion. Rhetoric is about the art of persuasion, not just through logic, but also through emotion and through credibility, as Aristotle defines it. All right, thank you. That will be all for today.